So let's read this Math Matters paragraph together. It says standard tests and percentiles. It says standard tests such as the Scholastic Assessment Test, which you know as the SATs, are designed to measure all students by a single standard. The SAT is used by many colleges as part of their admissions criteria. So when I went through school, I took SATs. There was a large swing to change it over to ACTs, and now I hear it's going slightly back to SATs again. It says the SAT-1 is a 3-hour examination that measures the verbal and mathematical reasoning skills. Scores on each portion of the test range from 200 to 800 points. SAT scores are generally reported in points and percentiles. So you get a score, you scored a, 680, okay? But it also tells you the percentile that you scored in, which is how many people did you do better than. It says sometimes students are confused by the percentile score. For instance, if a student scores 650 points on the mathematics portion of the SAT and is told that the score is in the 85th percentile, this does not indicate that the student answered 85% of the questions correctly. All the 85th percentile means is they scored better than 85% of the students who took the test. It says consequently, the student scored lower than 15% of the students who took the exam. So that's where you just do the 100 minus their score, which is the 85. Okay. So let's move on to quartiles. What are quartiles? Well, quartiles are exactly as you think. They are quarters. So the first quartile would be the 25th percentile. The first quartile is the 25th percentile. The second quartile is the 50th percentile. But notice we also know that that has to be the median. And the third quartile is the 75th percentile. Okay, fourth quartile would be the 100th. That would just be the last score, so that's nonsense. We don't need to know that. Okay, so it says the three numbers Q1, which is your first quartile, Q2, your second quartile, and Q3, which will be your third quartile, that partition a ranked data set into 4 approximately equal groups are called the quartiles of the data. So they're not exactly equal, and you'll see why shortly. It says, for instance, the data set below, the quartile values Q1 is 11, Q2 is 29, and Q3 is 104, are the quartiles of the data. So the quartile is called Q1, the first quartile, Q2, second quartile. Q2 is the median of the data set, and Q3 is called the third quartile. It says the following method for finding quartiles makes use of medians. So all you're going to do, rank the data, you find the median of the data. That's your second quartile. Then you look at the first set of the data, and it's all the data values less than the median. So you do not include the median, and that's very important that you understand that. The third quartile is the median of all the data bigger than the median, okay? So what do? If this is my data set right here, the first thing I do is find the median. I'm going to use red to find the median. So again, to find the median, I just swipe, do a little slash mark from left to right of every single one of the data points, and I'm going through the data points one by one, left to right, canceling out every single one of those, and I notice I have a nice median of 29, okay? So what do I do now? Now I look at just all the data values below it, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I cross out a 2, a 23, a 5, a 22, a 5, a 19, an 8, a 12, and then notice I have that median value of 11 of the first half of the data set. Everything below the median. Notice I did not include the median. Do not include the median when you do this. So 11 is the median of my everything below the median. That is my first quartile, or my 25th percentile. Likewise, I'll use a different color. I'll use green for the upper half. Everything above the median. Do not include the median. Just go left, 31, 354, 45, 312, 83 crosses off with 181, 91 with 159, and I'm left with 104. So I find the median of that upper half of data. I found Q3, which is the 75th percentile. So these are how I find my quartiles. Rank it, find the median of everything below the median, find the median of everything above the median, and that gives you your quartiles.